highly stacked light novel favorites are released in big portions, and it's spectacular. Hi, it's Tensou here. This video is on the notable light novel releases on week 3 of November 2023. As an introduction, it'll be released on November 25, so I'll be unveil them all together. The main focus this time is MFBunkoJ, which has a highly stacked works, especially award-winning one. These, of course, for those who want to know the latest novel trends can watch this video by introducing it, so that even people who doesn't read light novels, it will be interested. So find the work you're interested in, and hopefully this video is beneficial to you. And with that, let's start. Let's take a look at MFBunkoJ's new series, which includes award-winning works like Masquerade Confidence. A con artist goes on a masked journey with a girl, the top idol next door, who can't help but beg for my immoral food and goodbye to multiverse youth, connect to the only you. These 3 works are all new works, so be sure to check them out. MFBunkoJ's Newcomer Award is always full of sharp new works, so I'm really looking forward to it. Tensou's Masquerade Confidence. A con artist goes on a masked journey with a girl. This one won the grand prize at the Newcomers Award. The composition of Bunko Rano's unusual characters is quite atmospheric. My expectations are high. The story of this work begins when the main character, a con artist who pretends to be someone else and scams people out of money, meets a mysterious girl who has the supernatural ability to see people's minds and manipulate them. The protagonist, who has been chosen to be the heroine's travel companion, as she travels to the sea, becomes embroiled in a battle with a mysterious organization that is targeting her. It seems that various supernatural abilities will appear, and there will also be an element of supernatural battle. I can't wait to see how the protagonist, a con artist, will fight against the qualifications that are targeting the heroine, as it will be strategically interesting. Also, why does the heroine travel to the sea? I'm also curious about this. Or rather, this is a side view of Quira's and all the characters that otakus love, all gathered together and walking slowly. It's the best work ever, and it won the Best Newcomer Award. I'm planning to buy this work myself. If you're interested, check it out. Next is the top idol next door who can't help but beg for my immoral food. This will be the best short work for the Newcomer Award. The title and cover give it the impression that it's a romantic comedy with a heroine painted on it. The pork bowl on the cover is delicious. That's what makes me hungry. The story of this work is that you save your next door neighbor from an apartment building who is starving and collapsed, and that person turns out to be a very popular high school girl idol. It's the beginning of a romantic love affair with no interest in the heroine. It seems like she has excessive dietary restrictions in order to remain the ideal idol. When the main character serves home-cooked meals to the heroine, she seems to fall for the charm of the high-calorie food. In the mouth illustration, there is something that looks like Nejiro-style ramen being made at home and eaten by an idol. I feel like I'm out of luck right away, right? It's a love-next-door romance where the hero grabs the heroine's stomach, but apparently the hero and heroine are from the same school. Since they seem to be in the same class, it seems like it could be a school romantic comedy. This part is probably set up like a romantic comedy. After reading the sample reading, the main character is the heroine who goes on a crazy diet. The reason why he serves food seems to be because of his family's experience of collapsing from malnutrition, so it was good that they were in sync with each other. It's like the protagonist, who wants to be painted like this, and the heroine who resisted. It looked pretty interesting as a romantic comedy, and the description of the food looked delicious, so it seems like it could be a gourmet romantic comedy. I think so. Goodbye to multiverse youth, connect to the only you. This is the work that won the Newcomer Award. Actually, out of all the Newcomer Awards, I personally liked the setting the most. This is the work that will become. The title is a bit complicated, but it seems like it will be a parallel world type youth story. The main character gains the power to unite parallel worlds due to an accident in the past. It seems like it starts with you moving around in interesting parallel worlds that are convenient for you. I was living a convenient daily life in different parallel worlds, living with my cute childhood friend and my mysterious sister-in-law, but suddenly a phenomenon occurs in which all the parallel worlds are merged into one. The heroine of each world is the same. It seems like it will be a chaotic situation that appears in the world. No, from the setting, it looks pretty interesting. Furthermore, the main character is told by the existence of an unknown parallel world that he can restore the unity of the world. He steps into a chaotic science fiction youth story. To a story like this that involves the Hyriko world, this is my favorite, so I have high expectations for this one. It's an award-winning product, and I think it's probably going to be a sharp story with a lot of hard work, so I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of story it will be. I'm planning to buy this one too. The Newcomers Award works are all unique and have a nice feel, and MFBunkoJ has 2 other works as well. This is from Volume 8, where I end up getting married to a girl he hates in his class. This is the first romantic comedy work on YouTube. The number of light novels in the YouTube manga series was increasing explosively for a while, but my Son Orun, this series is an early work of the Kanama boom, and the functions are in the double digits. The protagonist and heroine are detectives who fight every time they open their mouth. Tensou X is a same-sex romantic comedy where, for some reason, they start a married life. The heroine is a typical tsundere, and I don't even feel nostalgic. 2 people who hate each other are able to maintain a bond, even as they pass each other. The story is a romantic comedy. I get the impression that they are firmly holding down the royal road of love. That's how this work is, but in the latest volume, it feels like a big change is coming in the relationship between the 2, and the story feels like the climax is quite near. 2 people who can't be honest with each other. Fans of the series should check out the latest volume to find out how they will resolve their differences. This is the 14th volume of the Demon Sword Master of Xcalibur Academy. The latest edition of the very popular school sword fantasy is also the 14th volume, so there are quite a lot of functions. The Demon King Leonis has been revived after 1,000 years, and various heroines are appearing. This work, which challenges the truth of the mighty random world, is packed with fun as a school fantasy that can be said to be the classic manga. It's a packed series that I would recommend, even for beginners. You can enjoy a variety of charms, from the cuteness of the heroine to the hot battle scenes and the mysterious worldview. Currently, the TV anime is also being aired. The production is by Passion, so the animation is very careful and the quality is stable. I think it's a good anime adaptation that brings out the fun of the school battle fantasy while still having some naughty parts. Hiroyuki Morita will continue to do so, including his past production results on his previous works he directed. I would like someone to be in charge of making Gangan Renobi into an anime. This work is gaining momentum among the anime artists, but the story of the original story is also very large scale, and the story is quite impressive. It's getting more exciting, and the latest edition features the main character. It seems like Leonis is finally meeting that character, and important episodes such as the truth about the world and the truth about the void are being told. There's also an aura that seems like it's going to continue like this and run all at once towards the climax. There is, but how will it turn out? Let's enjoy the latest volume of the series.
LightNovels Volume 15. A lie turns the strongest lie into the truth. I will introduce this, the new volume of Lie, which was also aired as an anime, is now on sale. This is the end of the series, so the story is finally over. So we're heading towards the climax since the last volume. It felt like a final battle, but I was quite surprised that it ended this time. Everything is determined by the game. I should feel a little sad that the school brain battle that unfolds is an interesting one. And the brain battle that is also included in the box of MFBunkoJ is coming to a conclusion. Continuing from the previous volume, the final battle with the strongest rival is depicted. There's no doubt that things will turn out to be explosive, as the main character, who is being cornered, will use all his brains and powers to come back and win with his friends. The liar transfer student turns the strongest lie into the truth. The idea of changing things is also pretty hot. The main character wrests away a victory that seems like a trap and gains a new goal. Fans of the series should look forward to the climax of the series. Also this time, the illustrator Koki Sensei's group will also be released at the same time, since it is only a group of Lie. This is also the first in the series. I also read the trial reading of the Artworks book, and it found it to be worth watching with some pretty arty illustrations. It also seems to include newly written short stories, so those are also must-sees for fans. Please come and get it.
In addition, MFBunkoJ will also be releasing the third volume of Reverse Liars, which has become a hot topic due to its collaboration with Edge-i3. If you are a fan of the series, please don't miss out on this as well. Let's start with Xcalibur, which will be released on November 24th. This time, I'm going to pick up 2 new works and 1 continuation. The first one is There's No Way I Can Have a Lover. Maybe there is. It's the 6th volume that wasn't impossible. This series is Urano's transmitter teacher, Teran Mikami. It's a girls' comedy drawn by the series, which has sold over 400,000 copies, making it one of the best among light novel work. I was quite surprised because I didn't expect the series to be that popular. A former lonely girl who debuted in high school is suddenly confessed to by the beautiful heroine, who is the school's superstar. This is a relatively light comedy among Teran Mikami's work. It is a series where you can enjoy the comical Yua, who goes crazy in friendship and love. The number of Nema heroines has also increased, and you can enjoy various patterns of lily patterns. So even if you are new to Yuri, you can enjoy. I think it's quite possible to take it home with you. There are some scenes that tend to be quite extreme, but this work has a good balance in that area, so that's a very good point. The latest version of this work is about the main character, Rinaka. It seems that the main episode will be about the family. As his younger sister suddenly becomes a recluse, I feel like he's going to have a romantic relationship with his younger sister, and he seems to be strong in this kind of situation. But what will happen? If you like it, do check it out. Its strongest demon beast tamer Vakuma. Because of my brother, I said, "You are incompetent without protection. Get out." He was banished from his parents' home, but his strongest power has awakened, and he is unrivaled. Slow life in the world of erotic games. I was exiled by the college students who were transported to another world with me, so I became invincible in the middle of nowhere and had fun with the true heroines. The first volume will also be released. Both are exile from another place story type. If you are interested, please check it out. Next, I'll be unveiling the releases from MF Books, whereby this time I'll be picking up 1 new work and 1 final story. These works include I Tried to Become a Genius Painter in Another World Vol 1 and Adventurers Who Distrust Humans Seem to Save the World, Vol 6, Dreams, Final Destinat. I'll be starting the first one. This is I Tried to Become a Genius Painter in Another World Volume 1. This is a isekai story of how a illustrator turned office worker suddenly finds a suspicious game app, lost consciousness the moment he pressed the O button, and become an 18-year-old eldest son of a certain merchant family named Al. Little he know that he's also given the Divine Eyes skill, which allows him to appraise objects in paintings and obtain information that would normally not be known, just as he had set up on the app as a painter. To be honest, I'm not surprised that gadgets like phone and phone apps can become a isekai story, much like isekai smartphone. But the difference with that series has many children and wives, whereas this new work gave out an adventurer and slow life. There's also some yandere woman, I must say, as it does sets up a potential boss. Being a painter to another world, it can't get more interesting than that. If you like this work, do check it out away. The adventurers who distrust humans seem to save the world Volume 6 Dreams Final Destination. This is the final volume of the space fantasy story that concludes it all. I wasn't expecting a final story up until, but here it is. It looked a bit disappointing that it didn't stay as longer it should, but it had to be ended as it needed to be. In the depths of a dungeon that suddenly appears in a labyrinth city, Nikau confronts his former master Argus and his accomplice, the Sword of Swords. Diana barricades herself in Starmine Hall and challenges her teacher, Berlocchio, from the aristocratic school. Karen acquires a method different from the valor she lost and finds the key to overcoming the situation, the magic mirror of Mard. The situation takes a big turn when the balance between the rivals is disrupted during Tiana's siege battles and the survivors gather again. He thought he had won a new helper and defeated the Ward of Swords, but he was unable to stop the demon god's resurrection, which was his true goal. The 4 adventurers now split up to face their own paths to a greater end, which had me thinking, how would that be? Will it be a happy one after, or a sad one? We'll have to find out. I could see the hero had struggled hard, which really signals a red flag in this final volume. I don't really like how it went this route actually. It does make it look stale a bit. Either way, if you're interested in this series, I would really appreciate if you could check it out for a good judgment. An alchemist who was said to be incompetent, he was kicked out of his house, but he was found out to be very skilled and was picked up by the Marquis of Orleans. I'm just a villager, but I've been reincarnated as a tyrant prince from 1 year ago. Avoid the assassination flag with the knowledge of my previous life and survive peacefully. Volume 1, Healing Class Villain Daughter, Episode 4, Unique Class in Quest 2, Forced to Live a Slow Life. Volume 2, and Reincarnated Girl wants to start from the beginning. Volume 7. I haven't heard that there are monsters. Both of them are slow life and isekai type stories, so if you're interested in that, do check it out today. And lastly, I'll be introducing the final lineup from this video, where this time, I'll be picking different works from different publishers. Let's take a look at this work, titled A Story About How the Onor Game Friend Who Was Being Provoked Was a Beautiful Senior with Good Manners. As the title suggests, this is a story about an online game where one's online friends are actually acquaintances in real life. This is a romantic comedy. Your protagonist and heroine are online friends who enjoy playing various games together without knowing that they are seniors and juniors from the same school. While playing games together, the protagonist asks for love advice. The trend is to continue to do so. Of course, the other person is the heroine, so a romantic comedy unfolds in which she is unknowingly asking the party member for romantic advice. It was originally a naive serial, so I felt like I was reading it lightly. The conversation between Maria and the conversation on the internet was so different that only readers, looking at it objectively, could smile at the daily life of talking endlessly on the internet. The story had a good feel and was easy to read. It didn't seem like it had any great developments, but it seemed like a pretty good romantic comedy that you could read in a relaxing way that involved the internet, so if you like that genre, check it out. I think it's okay to do it. This is 10th anniversary book, Tensou X, which will be released on November 30th. This is a light novel art. It's a gorgeous commemorative book to commemorate Tensou's anniversary. It looks like the commemorative book will have 160 all-color pages, including author interviews, character explanations, Tensou chronology, and commemorative illustrations. Also, it has some really amazing content. There seems to be a special mechanism created by Yuji Horii, the game designer behind Dragon Quest C Shop. It's really amazing, by the way. The price is 3,300 yen including tax. It's pretty expensive, but it's a commemorative book for the 10th anniversary of Kanetada Tensou. It also includes short stories written by Shifu Sensei, so if you're a fan of the series, you should definitely get it. This was an introduction to a new book, but it was pretty voluminous. There are plenty of works, especially award-winning works. The popular series continues to conclude this year, with the conclusion of Liar Liar. Next month, the final part of the anime adaptation will be released, so I feel both happy and sad. Looks like it's going to continue, but I'm curious what you think of the lineup this time. If you have any works that you like, please let me know in the comments section. That's all for this video. I'll be introducing new books again next week, so please click the subscribe button to show your support for the channel. I would be happy if you could watch another video. See you in the next video. Goodbye.